Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that has not only survived the test of time, but has also found renewed relevance in our modern world. Its origins trace back to the bustling streets of Athens, where Zeno of Citium began teaching his ideas in the early 3rd century BCE. The foundation of Stoicism rests on a simple yet profound principle: that the path to happiness is found not in external circumstances, but in cultivating virtue and mastering our own thoughts and responses. Today, as we navigate a world filled with constant change, information overload, and unprecedented challenges, Stoicism offers a practical guide for living well. Its wisdom resonates with anyone seeking resilience, clarity, and meaning amidst the noise of everyday life. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoics urge us to focus our energy on our own actions, judgments, and choices, rather than on external events. This deceptively simple idea forms the backbone of a mindset that can transform how we approach stress, adversity, and even success. In ancient times, Stoic thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the importance of self-mastery. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Seneca, a statesman and advisor to emperors, wrote about the fleeting nature of life and the importance of using our time wisely. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, penned his thoughts in a private journal that would become the Meditations, a timeless collection of reflections on duty, humility, and the search for meaning. Their insights are as relevant now as they were 2,000 years ago. In fact, many of the challenges we face today, anxiety, uncertainty, the pursuit of material wealth, are not so different from those of the ancient world. The Stoics believed that true happiness comes not from wealth or status, but from living in accordance with reason, virtue, and nature. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is negative visualization. This involves imagining the loss of what we value, our health, our possessions, our loved ones, not to become anxious, but to appreciate their presence and to prepare ourselves emotionally for change. By confronting the possibility of loss, we can cultivate gratitude and resilience. This practice is especially relevant in a world where change is the only constant. Whether it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or the disruption of plans, negative visualization helps us to face uncertainty with equanimity. Another core Stoic exercise is the dichotomy of control. The Stoics urge us to distinguish between what is up to us, our beliefs, desires, and actions, and what is not, other people's opinions, the weather, the economy. By refocusing our attention on what we can influence, we save ourselves from needless worry and frustration. In the workplace, for example, we may not be able to control our boss's decisions or the outcome of a project, but we can control our effort, our attitude, and our response to setbacks. This mindset is especially relevant in the age of social media, where comparison and envy can erode our sense of well-being. Stoicism teaches us to judge our own worth by our character, not by external measures of success. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." By focusing on our own actions and values, we can live more purposefully, regardless of what others think or do. Stoicism also offers guidance in dealing with emotions. The Stoics did not advocate suppressing feelings or becoming indifferent. Rather, they taught that emotions arise from our judgments about events, not from the events themselves. By examining our beliefs and challenging irrational fears or desires, we can cultivate a calm and balanced mind. This approach aligns closely with modern cognitive behavioral therapy, which draws heavily on Stoic principles. In relationships, Stoicism encourages empathy and understanding. We are reminded that others act according to their own beliefs and circumstances, and that anger or resentment usually harms us more than it helps. Seneca wrote, "No man was ever wise by chance. Wisdom comes from reflection, patience, and the willingness to see things from multiple perspectives." In the context of modern life, Stoicism offers a counterbalance to the relentless pursuit of pleasure and achievement. The Stoics warned against becoming enslaved to external rewards, urging instead a life of moderation and self-discipline. They valued simplicity, integrity, and the courage to withstand hardship. In a culture that often equates success with wealth or fame, Stoicism reminds us that true fulfillment lies in living according to our deepest values. For many, the pressures of modern life, deadlines, expectations, uncertainty, can lead to anxiety and burnout. Stoicism provides practical tools for managing stress. By accepting what cannot be changed and by focusing on what we can do, we free ourselves from the tyranny of worry. The practice of journaling, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, can help us clarify our thoughts and intentions, track our progress, and foster gratitude. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to see challenges as opportunities for growth. The Stoics called this the art of turning obstacles upside down. When faced with adversity, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? This reframing transforms setbacks into stepping stones. In the realm of leadership and decision-making, Stoic principles are invaluable. Leaders who embody Stoic virtues, fairness, patience, humility, can inspire trust and loyalty. By remaining calm under pressure and by making decisions based on reason rather than impulse, Stoic leaders create environments where others can thrive. Stoicism also addresses the fear of death, a universal concern. The Stoics taught that death is a natural part of life, not something to be feared. By accepting our mortality, we can live more fully in the present, appreciating each moment and investing our energy in what truly matters. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." This perspective encourages us to make the most of our time, to cherish our relationships, and to pursue our passions. In recent years, Stoicism has experienced a renaissance, with books, podcasts, and online communities dedicated to its teachings. People from all walks of life, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, are finding in Stoicism a source of strength and clarity. Its practical wisdom is being applied to everything from personal development to business strategy. At its core, Stoicism is about living in harmony with nature, reason, and virtue. It is not a philosophy of resignation, but of empowerment. The Stoics believed that by mastering our own minds, we can find peace and purpose, regardless of external circumstances. As we consider how Stoicism applies to our own lives, it is helpful to reflect on its 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom involves seeing things as they are, without distortion or denial. Courage is the willingness to face difficulty and uncertainty. Justice means treating others fairly and acting with integrity. Temperance is the practice of moderation and self-control. These virtues are timeless, yet they are needed now more than ever. In a world where information is abundant, but wisdom is scarce, where courage is often replaced by conformity, and where justice and temperance are challenged by self-interest and excess, Stoicism offers a path forward. To integrate Stoic principles into daily life, we can begin with small steps. Each morning, we can remind ourselves of what is within our control and resolve to act with virtue. When confronted with challenges, we can pause and reflect, asking ourselves what a Stoic would do. At the end of the day, we can review our actions, celebrate our successes, and learn from our mistakes. Over time, these practices can transform our experience. We become less reactive, more resilient, and more grounded in our values. We learn to appreciate the present moment, to accept what we cannot change, and to invest our energy where it matters most. In relationships, Stoicism encourages us to listen deeply, to forgive, and to seek common ground. By letting go of the need to control others, we foster trust and understanding. In work, Stoicism helps us to stay focused on our goals, to navigate setbacks with grace, and to lead by example. Stoicism also invites us to reflect on our purpose. What do we truly value? What kind of person do we want to become? By clarifying our intentions and aligning our actions with our principles, we create a life of meaning and fulfillment. For those facing illness, loss, or hardship, Stoicism offers comfort and hope. It teaches that suffering is not the end, but a teacher. By embracing adversity, we develop strength and compassion. We discover that our greatest power lies not in changing the world, but in changing ourselves. The Stoics also remind us to cultivate gratitude. By appreciating what we have, rather than longing for what we lack, we find contentment. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into treasures and transforms even the most difficult circumstances into opportunities for growth. In the modern age, technology has brought both convenience and complexity. We are constantly bombarded by news, notifications, and demands. Stoicism helps us to filter out the noise, to focus on what truly matters, and to live with intention. By setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, and prioritizing our values, we reclaim agency over our lives. Stoic philosophers believed that philosophy was not just a theoretical pursuit, but a way of life. Their teachings were meant to be lived, not merely studied. Today, we can honor their legacy by embodying Stoic principles in our own lives. As we look to the future, Stoicism offers a steady compass. Its wisdom transcends culture, age, and circumstance. Whether we are navigating personal challenges, seeking professional success, or striving for deeper meaning, Stoicism provides tools for living well. In summary, Stoicism is more than an ancient philosophy. It is a practical guide for modern life. Its emphasis on self-mastery, virtue, and resilience offers timeless lessons for anyone seeking happiness and fulfillment. By focusing on what we can control, cultivating gratitude, and living in accordance with our values, we can find peace amidst chaos, strength in adversity, and meaning in every moment. The journey of Stoicism is not about achieving perfection, but about progress. It is a daily practice, a commitment to growth, and a source of hope. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By embracing the challenges of modern life with a Stoic mindset, we transform obstacles into opportunities and create a life of purpose, wisdom, and joy. Let us carry forward the Stoic tradition, finding in its teachings a wellspring of strength, clarity, and compassion. In a world that often pulls us in many directions, Stoicism invites us to return to what matters most: the cultivation of character, the pursuit of wisdom, and the practice of virtue. Through these, we can navigate the complexities of modern life with grace, resilience, and enduring fulfillment.